Hey guys, I'm Dov, and today I'm back with more Total War Warhammer 2 online action. We're here with Kroq-Gar and the Lizard Men, going to be facing up against the Greenskins, so definitely time for some fun. Of course, Kroq-Gar on Grimlock is very, very strong. Terror, armor-piercing, anti-large, hand of the gods, I mean, what's not to like here? He's also got the swiftness of Itzel for that explosion and burst of speed. Sacred spawning of Zodal for physical resistance and vigor. Just lots to like about Kroq-Gar, one of the strongest duelists in the game, enough said. We've also got a Skink Priest, Lore of Beasts. He's up on the Stegodon here with the Bolt Thrower for some nice ranged attacks. He's carrying Flock of Doom for some magic damage on infantry, and Transformation of Kadon to be able to summon up a Manticore. Figured we'd have some fun and see if we can't spawn a Manticore in here. Frontline is Jasaurus Warriors with shields. Excellent melee defense. Well, I say excellent. 34 is decent. Only 28 melee attack, but 52 weapon strength. It's going to be very nice against the relatively low armor of the Greenskins. Got a Skink Cohort with Javelin on each flank just to do some poison skirmish attacks. Skink Priest for Skink Chief, rather, for an additional Cold Blood and some more ranged attacks. And, of course, a Revivification Crystal for the healing. Hidden over in the woods here, I've got two Cold One Spear Riders, very strong against, any kind of armored infantry or large units. So definitely very good. The Greenskins are in a bit of an odd place right now in Mortal Empires. I would definitely call them among the weakest factions, which is a bit unfortunate. They do have a lot of strong tools, but just against the sheer brutality of a lot of the New World units, they just can't stand up like they used to. Their infantry is just in a weird place. I think they need to look at maybe rebalancing Greenskin infantry and maybe give them a little bit better leadership, just because their leadership is pretty poor. And I don't know. I'd have to maybe look at some more battle replays before I really give too many specifics, but it just seems to me that the Greenskins aren't quite what they used to be. They definitely are still pretty strong, but they're going to struggle in a lot of matchups. So for my opponent's build here, he's got Savage Orc Biggins and Savage Orcs in the main line. Also two Squig Herds on this flank. Also got two Nasty Skulkers for the armor piercing and smoke bomb. Gobbo firing line of Goblin Archers and the Rusty Heirs. It looks like another Nasty Skulker here, a Night Goblin Shaman, and a Warboss on a Wyvern, as well as the Broken Tusk Mob, Regiment of Renown, Orc Boar Biggin. So the Broken Tusk Mob are a very strong unit, armor-piercing, anti-large. They don't have great combat stats. 30 and 26, though, is much, much better than the basic Orc Boar Biggin, so I definitely understand that. 90 armor as well is much better, so very strong pick in this matchup. One of the few tools the Greenskins have to deal with large armored monsters. The Gobbo firing line is also another one. These Nasty Skulkers, the smoke bomb is nice and the armor piercing is nice as well, but their leadership is so poor that they're going to tear out very, very quickly in the face of dinos, and they're just really going to struggle to ever pay off in this matchup, I think. We'll see how they do here, but Savage Orcs, I understand the pick of them as well. They have great base weapon strength. Well, I say great. It's only 38. I feel like it was more before. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but you guys will have to let me know. They're decent. They're not as good as they used to be. And again, Black Orcs, I think, are really the best way to go here, but they're so expensive that, you can really only bring maybe 4 or 5 of them, and you've used up a lot of your army funds already, so it's tough. It's tough to know what infantry to bring in a lot of these matchups. Orc Warboss on a Wyvern can potentially be very strong as well, although he's going to be a big target. And if I had brought a mage, a high mage, a Slann, and brought Tempest, this Orc Warboss would be a huge liability. It would basically just be completely neutralized. As it is, I'm going to be able to just apply continuous pressure with the Skink Priest, Lore of Beasts, with the Bolt Thrower on the back of the Stegodon here. Just apply continuous pressure on him, because of course it does have anti-large, I believe, missiles. Nope, just armor-piercing poison missiles, so very, very good stuff. Let's go ahead and kick things into full gear here. We've also got the Night Gobbo Shaman. Looks like he's got Night Shroud, Gorkle Fix-It, and Itchy Nuisance, so very good. The Night Shroud could potentially help keep this war boss hidden, in a situation where he's very low and he doesn't want it to get shot by the Skink Priest here. So we'll see how that goes, but we've already got an engagement developing over here. We're going to get these Cold One Riders in on the Squig Herds, who are a bit overexposed on this flank. We're going to be able to pretty much decisively deal with one unit of Squig Herds, pull off the pursuit on the others just because I don't want to get bogged down in these Skulkers and the Savage Orc Biggins. Of course, Savage Orc Biggins have anti-large and very heavy weapon strength, so I'll take a lot of damage here. So I'm going to just have to pull back over here. We're eventually going to loop around kind of over towards the side of the formation here. But let's see how it goes. Meanwhile, on the main line, we're just biding our time, doing some nice damage at range. with the Skink Priest here, Savage Orcs are moving up to engage in the main line here, so we'll watch as they charge in with the Saurus. Going to be a very bloody and atrocious fight, no doubt. Let's actually take a look at the health bars here as they clash. I'm curious just to know exactly how it goes. My opponent doing a very good job dropping an Itchy Nuisance here. Doesn't look like I'm actually going to get the charge off, but Kroq-Gar himself charging through there. He's going to have to be careful though. The Rusty Airs and you know, the missiles here are definitely going to be able to do a lot of damage to him. Skink cohorts have been able to do some nice damage on the charge, but look there, the Savage Orcs are already terrified by Kroq-Gar. Orc War Boss has come down, but he's in the wrong neighborhood. Kroq-Gar is going to put him down in a big hurry with his heavy anti-large armor-piercing weapon strength, and yeah, the Savage Orcs in the main line are just suffering very, very badly to the heavy weapon strength of the Saurus. This is the issue that Greenskins are going to face against the Lizardmen, is that Saurus just have such high base weapon strength, they're going to be able to cut through almost any Greenskin infantry outside of Black Orcs. Even Black Orcs will struggle somewhat with Saurus, just because Saurus have pretty decent combat stats, and even though they don't have armor-piercing in their tooltip, they do have some armor-piercing, especially when you compare to other units. You can see the Manticore being summoned up now. We're going to immediately get him back and try and shut down these Rusty Airs. Kroq-Gar himself is actually taking quite a bit of damage here. My opponent doing a very good job focusing him down with the Broken Tusk Mob, but his boss is very, very low at this point. Hard miss by the Hand of the Gods. Wow, that did not make any contact, but the Night Shroud now being popped on the War Boss here, so he's not visible. I'm going to have to retreat Kroq-Gar out of the situation because he's just taking way too much damage from the Broken Tusk Mob, these Squig Herds, the Savage Orc, the Savage, not Boar, sorry, Savage Orc Biggins, a little tongue-tied there. Rusty Airs as well doing some really nice work, but the Feral Manticore unfortunately going into Rampage. However, it is chasing off those Goblin Archers, so no big deal. We've been able to clean up the Savage Orcs on this flank, so we're now just bringing around these units of Saurus to help deal here. The Cold One Spear Riders, who had initially been somewhat routed off, are come back in here and going to be getting on these Nasty Skulkers here, routing them off. And again, the Nasty Skulkers will be able to turn around and do quite a bit of damage in return, but they're just not able to hold up their leadership, especially with the War Boss being as low as he is. The Skink Chief a little bit surrounded there, but that's fine, holding up these Savage Orc Biggins quite nicely. Meanwhile, Kroq-Gar getting some cold-blooded healing and going to be able to turn around and start to deal with these Broken Tusk Mob with the support of these little Skinkers here. And man, they're definitely going pretty wild, fighting up against these Squigs and the Broken Tusk Mob here. But meanwhile, the Saurus have come in to help the Skink Chief here. Meanwhile, these Saurus are helping to deal with this Orc War Boss, who decided to come back in to try and deal with the Feral Manticore here. But again, we're just targeting him with the Skink Chief, or excuse me, the Skink Priest here. He's commanding his little skink buddies to load up that bolt thrower there, and they're doing some nice ranged attacks. You can see Orc War Boss is very, very low at this point. Got a nice secure pocket here, just using these other units of Saurus to chase down routing units and keep them from rallying. So you can see the Nasty Skulkers definitely in for a pretty rough time up against the Saurus. They're pretty badly outclassed by the heavy weapon strength and combat stats of the Saurus Warriors, so they're routing off. And yeah, it's looking pretty grim for the Greenskins at this point. They're definitely pretty badly regretting their decision to come here in the jungle. But the Feral Manticore degenerating, but still going to be able to hold to the end. Well played to my opponent. Hope you guys enjoyed watching that. It's a rough matchup, like I was saying, for the Greenskins. My opponent brought a lot of the right tools to help deal with dinos, and even still, we were just able to stomp over him for the most part. Saurus Warriors are just super cost effective in this matchup. 98 and 81 kills, 78, 42. They really did not get contested at all by those Savage Orcs. Black Orcs are really the only way to go for infantry here, and if you want to win against Saurus, and you know, Black Orcs are also good against the dinos as well to an extent. So I definitely think Black Orcs are the way to go here, but I understand wanting to go wider. But it's just really, really tough. The Greenskins are in a tough place right now. Kroq-Gar doing some nice terror routing. Didn't get a whole lot of kills, but helping to deal with that War Boss when he came down was clutch. The Skink Chief, again, didn't get a whole lot of kills, but the Cold-Blooded was nice. It's very cheap, so, you know, if you just bring him on foot without any abilities, he's, I think, like 400 gold, so can't argue about that. The Skink cohorts did some nice work with their javelins and just helping hold up in certain situations in the late game. Cold One Spear Riders doing a nice job of dealing with those Squigs early on. And then I kind of mismicroed them a little bit, but you know, they were able to come in the late game and help deal with those Nasty Skulkers as well. Revivification Crystal didn't get a whole lot of kills, but again, its role is just to heal my units as they get injured, so definitely helped in that respect. Yeah, for my opponent, not a lot to say. This is a build that I think I definitely agree with the Rusty Airs. The Broken Tusk Mob Squig Herd can be good here as well. You saw they were able to somewhat help tie up Kroq-Gar. The issue is they're going to have pretty poor leadership. And again, that's an issue with a lot of the Greenskin units are going to struggle with in this matchup. If he had traded out these Savage Orc Biggins and the Nasty Skulkers for just Black Orcs, it may have gone a little bit better for him. It's hard to say, though. I'm definitely no expert in this matchup. So let me know what you guys think. If you like this kind of content, like and subscribe. I'm keeping it coming with more Total War Warhammer 2 content every single day, so stay tuned for more, and we'll see you next time.